Welcome back to the partial effort. I'm just going to keep whispering in the super whispering. Hepatitis B.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
you're gonna-
delicious
yeah.
and refreshing. Thank you so much.
Richard, you want to talk about Jim Carrey or some shit?
Well, I just,
What?
I mean, I just watched the thing on Liar Liar, and most Jim Carrey movies, in my mind, right? Like, I watched The Mask just recently. That does not age well, right? It's Ventura.
Why?
It doesn't?
No. Just I don't know. There's something. It's a dated film. I don't know why.
Is
Just
it
trust
the
me.
jokes, the setting, or
The effects.
Right. So
Facts.
some of the jokes are based on like older cartoons, right? Like The Mask taking on the animations of
Of like
right,
a
like
Looney Tune.
the Looney Tunes, which nobody
Mm.
gets in nowadays, or
So your complaints are that Gen Z wouldn't understand.
what are you
the
talking
mask.
about?
No,
Lunatics
it-
Unleashed is timeless, Richard. I'm kidding.
no. I mean, there's more to it than that. There's definitely some very strong stereotypes in the movie. And the pacing,
with the
pacing
maraca
is
when
off.
he like goes Hispanic with the maracas.
The pacing is
He
just
makes fun of the one ethnic group that historically
maracas.
has taken jokes about them pretty well, honestly.
I'd say just go watch the movie. You'll know what I mean, and it's just it was very funny to me when I was young, and when I watched it this last time, I was like, "Ooh, I'm not laughing." Like,
Does he put the mask on and just go around screaming the N-word? Like, what the
No.
fuck are you talking about?
No,
Like,
I just-
I don't
like-
know what you're saying.
it's hard to explain. Like,
Played
it's-
by Michael Richards.
and I think the better example is
played by Kramer.
I think the better example is
Kramer
you go
puts on
watch-
the mask.
You go watch Ace Ventura and like the transition joke. there
Oh,
at the
Jerry,
end.
I can zoom around the 5 boroughs screaming the N-word as fast as I want. I feel unlimited power.
There's just a different type of humor from the '90s, which was like, oh, this is what's pushing the edge. This is what's edgy
Yeah.
and funny, and that stuff is like mild and it's not funny, and it's
Here,
it's
Richard, move your arm. I think the cat's
Well, I
gonna
mean,
hop
that's
up.
kind of like how The Exorcist was terrifying and groundbreaking for its time, but
Yeah.
it's a very mild horror movie now.
Yeah.
right. I mean, it's still a fantastically paced
That was
movie, though.
you finally watched that earlier this year for the first time, didn't
Wait,
you?
which one?
Mhm.
The Exorcist.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't like scary movies, so that was impressive.
To circle back to the last episode, even though I was sheltered, I was allowed to watch that, I think, like at 13 or 14.
It's because your mom wanted you to know how to deal with ghosts.
My mom was pretty high on horror movies, so yeah. If anything, she was going to show me the horror movies first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I wasn't
High on
allowed-
horror movies?
You know, just like she likes
Just
horror
drinks
movies.
in
Just
the
take
blood.
you just
Ah.
take the VHS of the
Yeah.
Exorcist, just like sniff it and like.
Yeah, everything had to be age appropriate. Where I couldn't watch PG-13 until I was 13, rated R until I was like 17. But
What?
unless there was a caveat, unless mom and dad watched it first, and then they could kind of give a seal of approval for it.
Yeah,
How
'cause
often does that happen?
Scrooge is not
Semi-often.
for kids, and you saw that as a
I was
kid.
allowed to watch The
that
Simpsons,
was
though.
kind
That
of
was
the
weird.
unless we like to watch this movie, then you guys can watch this movie.
Well, yeah, my parents had the same rule. But they wouldn't let me watch what would basically become my all-time favorite movie, Jurassic Park. I saw that at 8 years old at a friend's house because he just owned it on VHS. I was like, what? I've been trying to watch this movie. At that point, I said my entire life.
Which is about right. It came
Yeah.
out in 1993, so
Yeah. I was 2 when
Yeah.
it came out.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have any memories.
Yeah,
of when
I
you were
was
1 or
far
2.
too young to see Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I was born when
I got to
came
see it
out,
in
so-
theaters because I'm an old fart. It was
when,
great.
when I was a kid and I saw Jurassic Park and the dinosaurs were ripping people apart, I was not scared. I was like, cool.
Exactly. I had the same reaction. I was fascinated. I wanted more dinosaurs immediately, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah.
I still want more dinosaurs.
See, I was probably only like, I don't know, 4 or 5. I remember us watching it in the living room and being terrified that that was going to really happen in the world. And I think I've mentioned this on the podcast where that is my longest reoccurring nightmare, where just randomly a couple times a year I'll have a dream that dinosaurs have come back and they're terrorizing wherever I'm living.
Well, that's the goal, Rachel. I'll get my cult money and go into scientific research.
We
and
will bring the dinosaurs back.
I told you I don't have enough. I need to ride a
I don't think
Triceratops
Velociraptors
into
can
battle.
kick your door down if you throw the deadbolt. I think you're good. I think you just hole up and eat some canned food.
Yeah, but then you're kind of trapped. Like I remember one I had at the last place we lived at. We were in the basement, and we had all the blinds drawn. But it was kind of like the kitchen scene with the velociraptors, where they're like prowling outside the windows, and you could hear their clicks and rumbles, and like.
But that means that they've eaten all the people in the neighborhood, and you've just been holed up the longest.
Yeah, and then it was like, well, how do we get more food? We're stuck in this basement. Our supplies are limited.
You know
Okay.
what? I like this. You know,
Okay.
I've wanted
This-
zombie,
you know what?
zombie apocalypse for a while.
This
now I want
is
dino
a new
apocalypse.
movie
This is
angle that
awesome.
they've never made. They've never made like the 28 Days Later version.
Yeah, like zombie
yeah.
apocalypse,
With
Jurassic
dinosaurs.
Park.
Yes, no, I want
That's
this now.
great.
Which is
God, you
weird,
are
'cause
awesome.
I think-
Thank you.
Wasn't
Thank
the
you for
original
introducing me to
concept
that
of the
concept.
sequel?
That's
supposed
Jurassic
to be
World
that?
right there.
Right?
Yeah.
That should have been the last movie.
Wasn't that the original concept of what that was supposed to be? And then they're like, no, we need to tone us down. And
I don't know.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
If he said
One,
that,
Chris
I can't
Pratt
like
would
him
have been
anymore.
fine in whatever they put him in. The
Oh
problem
yeah,
is
I was just kidding.
he
I'm
just picks very campy, like family-friendly movies, and
I
now
think
people hate
He
him.
just shows up and wants to have fun. Like, hey.
Yeah, and people hate him for
Seems
that.
like a fun
so.
dude. Yeah.
I saw him advertising. He advertises for his friend's clothing line, and he showed up and he's like he has this big like flamboyant mustache now.
What?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you probably know something different about me. It's my shirt. It's from Travis Bartley, like whatever company that in." He
Good
seems
for
like a fun
him.
guy. He was just waiting tables out in Hawaii, and somebody thought he was really funny and wanted to cast him in Parks and Rec.
All right.
Or just wanted, I guess, wanted to like cast him as an actor and put him in stuff, and then he landed Parks and Recreation, and like that, the rest was history.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even his role
I
in
don't
Parks
even
and
think
Rec
he-
was
he-
supposed to be like 2 or 3 episodes, and they were like, no, we're just gonna keep him.
Yeah. People loved him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He showed up as a joke character. He broke his foot. He was like the lazy, do nothing boyfriend of a character, and
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
Rashida
tested well with
Jones's
audiences,
character.
and people are like, "Oh, we want to see more of this guy."
Yep.
I don't know. This is one of those things. It's love hate. I mean, people fucking hate Bill Murray, but people also love Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
You know, up until last year, I would say I would agree with you with that, but there have been stories that have come out about him being a jerk to several
Oh yeah, I mean he
people.
was coked out in the '80s, and he was a dickhead to people. Yeah, I mean, but he's also done a lot of nice
Yeah,
Yeah, but
charitable things.
I
He was
also think
Scrooge.
that's always kind of been his comedy is the almost abrasive asshole.
I mean, yeah, he when Seth Green was a kid, apparently Seth Green was on SNL, and he told him to get off a certain part of the couch at backstage at SNL, and Seth Green didn't want to move, so he just picked it. He was like Seth Green was a teenager
Yeah.
at the time, little redheaded ginger kid.
Yeah.
So he just picks him up, and he just yells,
I'll-
"Trash
I'll
goes
check
in the
that.
trash can," and dumps him in a trash bin. It's just like picturing Bill Murray do that. I love that. I mean, Seth Green tells that story like it was traumatic for him at
Yeah.
the time, and I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But
Bill Murray put me in a trash can.
but that's come on, that's one of the funniest celebrity
Yeah.
beef stories
and
I've
then,
ever
then you
heard.
get
Right.
stories randomly like Bill Murray showing up at restaurants and bars and hopping behind the bar and suddenly bartending or like crashing a party.
Yeah,
He'll just do stuff.
yeah. His stream of bad luck started last year or 2 years ago because he on set for a movie he walked up to a woman who was masked and like basically like leaned in and like sort of jokingly pretended to make out with her, and she wasn't into it, and she got really freaked out. And yeah, I mean he,
But that would have killed in the 90s.
or
Yeah,
80s
yeah.
or
Or
80s.
Yeah, or 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
If there was a pandemic back
the era of comedy. Well, and they both masked?
then.
So
I
he
don't
was
know if he
doing, like-
was.
So
Maybe
that,
he was, but I don't know if he was. I don't know. I don't know if enough
Like I
about
can
it.
see why that's funny. They're both masks and they're just rubbing masks on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
weird,
but the one that I didn't find funny was, and she said this for years now about
Gina
how,
Davis.
I don't even know about that one. I was talking about
Oh.
Lucy Liu.
Oh.
How he said how she was a lower actress, and they were apparently getting into fights every time they were filming for Charlie's Angels, and that's one of the reasons why he got recasted with Bernie Mac.
Oh, I didn't even
because
know about
Lucy
that.
Liu didn't get along with him on set.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know when
Well,
Lucy
he'll
Liu
always have a
when Lucy
career
Liu
with Wes
becomes
Anderson.
when Lucy Liu makes movies that become a staple of Christmas.
Yeah, I guess there's that.
Like Bill
Yeah, but
Murray's
she's
been
a,
in multiple
she's a
Christmas.
lesbian artist.
I'll root for her.
apparently.
Yeah.
Make me some lesbian Christmas art. Do it. Make it happen.
Have we talked about our Christmas favorites
tender and
before?
mild.
I guess speaking of Christmas movies, we just saw Scrooged in theaters, which was awesome.
Yeah.
This
Sorry,
episode
wasn't there
might
for
come
it.
out after Christmas. I don't know.
Oops.
But the episode
still
we
the
just
spirit
did
of
comes out this coming Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So I think this will be the day before Christmas then,
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, swag.
if this is the next one you release.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so this will come out on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's exactly what people are going to do. They're going to flock to their phones and be like, my God, the new episode of Partial
Why
Effort
is that in
Podcast
here? I
just
hope they
dropped on
talk about
Christmas Eve.
Christmas.
I mean, one of our friends
Right?
will, because he
Yeah,
said he
sure.
listens to us all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sure,
We're supposed
whatever.
to good background noise for innovation.
I would believe that. I would believe
Yeah.
that more than anything.
Yeah.
Just, I need to hear people talking while I just run this table saw.
But I
for
don't
40
want to
minutes.
have to listen to them. I just
I
need
don't
the
want to feel
background.
alone.
I put this on for my cat when I run out.
We're a hit amongst the animal
Yeah,
population.
yeah. Lo and behold, did they know?
I mean, we're hitting North
Lo and
Korea,
behold, do they
apparently.
know?
Yeah.
Little do they know.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to make it Christmassy.
That's incredible. All right, yeah. We've been watching Christmas movies. We crushed, of course, we all watched Die Hard together.
Yeah.
You were out of town on a business trip. We watched
was.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Um,
I missed two. I missed two out of the big three. Come on.
Well, we also watched
But they're
Elf
still
in
ours.
between those.
Well,
Yes.
we always watch.
Yes.
That everyone
When are we
does.
doing
Watch
that?
out.
Oh, no.
When are we doing
we,
that?
we watched that.
Hopefully
alone.
soon.
Oh,
I'd like
okay.
to do it before we head out of town. If not, I mean, when
All
we
right,
come
you
back.
two talk about
Tomorrow,
your shitty ass
Monday,
Christmas tradition.
Tomorrow, I could watch it tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
One of my least favorite
Cool.
Christmas.
I'll get
films.
all my shopping done. early
Really?
then,
That's
and
what
then-
you want to?
Oh, are they
it's your
talking about
day.
Love,
It
Actually.
is
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
Rachel's about to as we're recording this. Rachel's about to have her birthday, so you do what you want. But if you're gonna watch that fucking movie,
That's okay, Mark. We can just watch something else.
yeah, me and Kyle just go back into the other room together, into our bedroom. and
sounds
watch-
weird.
Oh, Richard
Let's
and I
not-
hang out and watch
let's
Love
not.
Actually.
Ooh, hubba hubba.
Oh,
All right, yeah.
It is called Love Actually, where
Yeah.
it starts off with love is all around us.
Love Actually.
Yeah. Wow.
It was
Everybody
all
used to
around.
joke it was called Love Blacktually, like that's the porn name. Like
Mark, you're not helping.
I'm not helping. I don't like. I don't think Love Actually is that good of a movie. I think it's a formula movie.
I
No,
don't
I
hate
think
it
it was
as
made
much
in a
as-
lab.
How many
Yeah,
times
I
have we
don't
had
hate it
this
as much as
argument?
you do.
Huh?
I hate what it has spawned.
Yeah,
since.
it's not so much that I hate Love Actually. I hate what it created. It created
The
these
formula movie?
the formula movie where
Yeah.
you have 17 plot lines going on with major actors, and you're supposed to give a crap, but it feels like it was AI generated in a lab. Love Actually has a couple cool moments in it, and I don't know. The more you got, the first 3 or 4 times you guys watched it, I hated it.
Yeah.
And then I had to check myself, probably around the time that we made our
Is
Christmas
your
song.
Stockholm syndrome setting in yet with
Yes.
the movie?
It's that. It's that.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I probably don't actually like the movie. I think I just
Hate
I just love
Actually?
you two a lot. I love my wife and I love my good friend Richard, and you guys love that movie.
And Love Actually
It
is
is.
all around.
Come on,
All
come
right.
on.
You two
There's-
take it away.
there's
I'm
some
done
good,
talking.
There's some good characters in there. It's a fun story.
Yeah.
Um,
And so even though you hate that there's 17 different plot lines, I like for the theme of the movie that it's supposed to be not just about Christmas but love at Christmas. It goes into all these different ways you see love. Like you see how a stepfather needs to learn how to love his stepson without, the link of the biological mom. Like you get to see that awkward love. You get to see old love in a married couple that's having trouble. You see new love with that couple that's getting together on the movie set. Forbidden love with the secretary chick.
Yeah.
I like it for those reasons.
Yeah. There's lots of different types of love
Yeah.
in the world, and you can watch it and you can say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that. I know what that is," and it's
Yeah, 'cause
portrayed in a very harmless, well, not always, but like they all resolve, and Christmas is you feel like, oh, Christmas is a better place. The world is a better place because Christmas you can love people and it can be more authentic.
And it doesn't have to
Yeah.
just be romantic love or family
No,
love.
yeah.
It
Like you said with the
celebrates
stepson
all love.
and
Yeah.
Like everybody.
And
Everybody
then
can
probably
just
the
be
best
more
character,
genuine.
Bill Nighy and his
Right?
manager.
Oh
Their
my God,
bro
yes.
love.
Yes.
Nahi,
Right.
the love guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
but,
exactly what I think of when I think of
Bill
that movie. The way that it begins with him, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that guy. That guy's great. But
Bill
his
Nye the
his
Science
is
Guy.
probably the best part of the movie. One part of that movie I do think is funny is when Hugh Grant as the British Prime Minister meets with Billy Bob Thornton as the President of the United States.
Right, that's also very
Just-
funny. Yes.
Well, it's funny. No, it's funny to me because like the person writing that doesn't understand global politics, and like the stuff that they talk about is very much like somebody who wrote a love movie that doesn't understand like what the President of the United States and the Prime Minister would talk about.
right.
Yeah, it's kind of like the writers of She-Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, boy.
that's exactly what it is. It's
Zing,
very
got 'em.
funny.
Got
You know
it.
what? You know what's crazy is the She-Hulk. As far as that goes, the first episode and the last episode are the only ones worth watching, in my opinion.
Mm.
A lot of people say
Yeah.
they like the Daredevil one, but I agree with you there.
Yeah, you didn't need any of that other stuff.
Daredevil's a good show.
It was fine.
Daredevil is a great show.
Yeah.
The only complaint I have for it is at least the first season. The first season, those episodes were long as hell.
Season
I'm like,
3.
goddamn, I'm still
Season
on the
3
same
was amazing.
episode?
But you're still
Yeah,
engaged.
It is. It is. I'm still engaged, but it's just like the episodes are so long. And I'm only saying this because I used to binge them
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
all in one day, so it felt longer to me. So now that I've had time to like learn to binge things in a more
I'm really impressed
Sure
that when Netflix dropped them, Disney Plus picked them up because like there's some almost R-rated shit in some
Well,
of them.
I don't know if Netflix intentionally dropped them. I'm pretty
The
sure
contract ran
it-
out.
Yeah, I'm
it
pretty
ran
sure it was
out
a
and Disney
conflict.
bought them.
Yeah, where Disney was like, no, you have all these hit Marvel heroes. We're Marvel. We're taking these back.
Well, no, that's fine. I was just surprised that Disney Plus put them on because they're, Disney.
I'm surprised they've yet to
Dude,
do anything.
Dude, there's a
with them.
Deadpool movie coming out funded by Disney.
They
Like,
supposedly
and it's going to be R-rated. That's mind-blowing.
They were working on Daredevil series for the longest time. In fact, I think they tried to have it air before this Echo show that's about to come out, but writer conflicts and shit like
Oh,
that.
the
I think
strike,
the
yeah.
project just got canceled within like the past 3 months.
Mm.
Well, I think it's good not to binge things. I know Netflix and Disney and they all want you to watch all their stuff all the time, but I think it's probably healthier to just not. I know
Yeah.
that's a
Speaking of
controversial take.
unhealthy binging, though, I would like
Uh-huh.
to announce to the world that I am officially caught up on One Piece. All 1,087 episodes that are currently
My
out,
God.
I have watched.
Hey,
Okay, but what
you got that
did
done
is
before
not
you
really
finished the Bible,
unhealthy,
so good
though,
job.
'cause you did like 2 episodes per day, more or
On
less.
average, yeah, at least on weekdays, I could usually watch an episode for lunch and an episode before I go to bed. Sometimes I would get extra on the weekend, or
And
How
they're
long have you
shorter
been
than
on this
30
path?
minutes, so
I've
it's
been
not
on this
really that
path
bad.
for a little over a year and a half.
I mean, that's pretty impressive, too. In 400 something days, you watched 1,000 episodes.
Probably more than
It's
400.
it's more than 1,000 at this point, but
Mm.
yes.
But yeah, I think I started it early summer last year.
Well, good on you.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel very proud.
Clap, clap, clap.
But
clap, clap.
I don't think that's unhealthy binging. I think that's healthy. Limiting yourself to like 2 a day. Like I stopped binging Mountain Dew. I only limited myself about 24 ounces a day. No, I mean y'all
That's
don't
still what,
remember?
3 cans?
No, that's only 2 cans or maybe
That's a-
1 bottle.
What?
All right, They come in 24-ounce bottles, right? I don't drink 3
But
bottles
aren't
like
the-
I used
isn't
to.
it an 8-ounce
I don't.
can?
I don't punch
No.
walls, and my dick doesn't shrivel up into a tic tac.
I mean, it's a slight improvement.
It
I mean,
is,
it's not
it
as
is, yeah.
impressive And some people would be like, I'm gonna watch all of One Piece and I'm just gonna glue my ass to the chair until I do it, and they're gonna watch it in a month or something.
Yeah.
And just
Just
order
piss
take
and
it.
shit themselves.
Yeah.
There's great memes now where it's like I remember seeing this one video and this guy's watching One Piece on a laptop and his buddy walks up and is like, "Hey man, you watching One Piece?" And like, "Yeah." And then the camera pans up and you see One Piece playing on a TV screen. He's like, "Is that also One Piece?" And then the camera pans around the room and you see all these different screens, like of a tablet, other laptops, other TVs, all playing One Piece. And the guy's just like, "Bro." And the guys that's watching just looks up and he's like, "It's the only way. It's the only way I can catch
It is
up."
the only way. Like, if I didn't watch the show and it came out over a decade ago, I would not want to continue to be into One Piece. I mean, I'm not into it as much as I used to be, but I wouldn't want to start over like now when the manga series is about to end.
I was reluctant for a long time to start.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is an obsession.
That's why Christmas movies need to just be
Yeah.
movies. Could you imagine if they made like a Christmas mini
Ugh.
series
Oh,
or a
gross.
show?
Ugh.
Don't
Like,
give
we have to
Netflix
watch one
ideas.
episode every night for 4 weeks.
Or
and,
it
oh my
only
God.
comes
That
out
is
on
Christmas year
Oh,
round.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Love Actually,
It
the
takes up all of
series.
Christmas Day to watch it, and on
Love Actually
whatever.
the series. Is that what you said? Kyle?
See, I'm against that. Like at least
4
I'm not gonna
seasons
do
of Love
that.
Actually.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like, while on average,
It would be
I
on theme,
prefer a start and
4
stop
seasons.
story. Tell me a good story and finish it. Don't drag it out. Don't beat the dead horse. But One Piece has done it well. Of all the 1,087 episodes, it is almost all completely engaging. All the story arcs are interesting. They all add to
Even
the
the filler.
story. Is it even like so? I was surprised to find out some of those arcs were even fillers because the filler arcs were great. And the only arc that I actually didn't enjoy, it was a very small arc where they're doing these weird pirate competition things, the Davy back fights. I was surprised to find out was actually not a filler and in the manga because it has such a shitty filler vibe.
So I was gonna say a
Hmm.
lot of those, especially the early filler episodes, they are part of side manga series anyway. So that's why they're not as terrible as like other anime filler. Like the whole following the Navy's perspective, and they kind of sprinkle those in between early
I
episodes.
think we're losing our listeners right
Sorry, just saying.
now. Especially anyone
that's
who's
why.
never watched
Okay,
this
yeah,
anime
fast forward,
before.
Sorry, we lost the people.
Well,
who
if
hate One Piece.
if any of you out there are wondering if it's worth it, it's worth it. If
Just
you're
watch
strong
live
enough.
action Netflix. One, it condenses a lot.
It's episodes like this where people just leave it on for their cats.
Yep. There's another cat episode. Meow 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 meow.
What were you trying to say about Jim Carrey earlier?
Oh,
Richard?
just when you watch his newer stuff, like for example, Liar Liar, I think is probably a timeless classic, but I want to go back and rewatch it just to confirm. And
I would be surprised if that one doesn't hold up.
Right,
That's a
'cause that's
great
one of his
story.
That
first
will
dramatics.
hold up, I promise you.
and then you go watch the Truman Show or that other
Oh,
one he
God,
did.
Truman
about,
Show definitely
yeah,
holds
right,
up.
and
What
and
about
there's
Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah,
Mm.
that holds up. I promise you.
Okay, I mean I
I
haven't
promise
seen that in a minute, and it's one of the early eras, so hard to say. But I'm just saying, like you watched, there was a Christmas movie with him in it where he does the Christmas Carol, I think is what it's called.
It
Oh
was
yeah,
a, it
when
was
it was
a,
that
3D.
weird
Yeah.
animation
Yeah, it was-
time of
I'm just
Polar
saying,
Express, but
That's not good. Like, come on, I don't want to watch that.
I mean that wasn't even good when it came out.
Yeah,
it was just kind of
so-
creepy looking.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Jim
on the
Carrey's
same
good at some
level
things,
as
but
Jim Carrey. Wow,
It was
sorry, as Adam Sandler's Christmas movie.
Yeah, and it
whatever
was
that
just the
was.
day-
Eight Crazy
Eight
Nights.
Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
No, the little short guy's super cute. I liked Eight Crazy Nights. Come
That-
on.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was like to
It's
me,
cringy, but
to
yeah.
me, that was he was the worst part of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I hated their voice.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. But that's kind of the point. Yeah. But I don't know. I just Jim Carrey overall, I think has, if he doesn't act anymore, like he was the last thing we saw him in was in Sonic. He was the villain, which is fine.
Yeah, he was great as a goofy villain.
He was great as a goofy villain, but like if he doesn't come back in Sonic 3, I'm okay. Like that's cool, man. If he's done with acting,
Wasn't his only
wish him best.
stipulation he'll come back if he can be
yeah,
fat?
if he gets to
Yes.
be a fat suit, yeah.
which I think will happen.
No, that'd be fantastic.
Please,
So
that would be awesome.
But we don't need any more of the masks or any more Ace Venturas. We don't need any more of those, right? So
Yeah, those
he's
were
a
time
dynamic
of their
actor,
era.
and he's a dynamic actor, and he can do awesome things. So that I don't know, it just there was an age there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like
Well, Jim Carrey also changed when he went really
yeah.
deep into character to play Andy Kaufman and Man
that's
on the
what I
Moon.
was thinking of.
That apparently really messed him up, and he's never. He thinks it enlightened him, but objectively, you can watch the documentary about that, and you can watch how he's been ever since. It changed him, and probably not for the better.
No, he just became aware of egg theory. That's all. Now he's one with everything.
No, man, he became like pretentious.
Maybe.
I love how
I mean,
you
he's
said egg
rich.
theory, and then he went on to play Eggman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
he
that'd be
missed
great.
it. It's thank you, Kyle.
Okay. No, I mean, so the reason why everybody loves the Sonic the Hedgehog movies is because he's acting like '90s Jim Carrey in those.
I don't know. I think it's toned down. Actually,
Yeah, I
little bit.
think
It's not the
he's
same,
doing the
but-
physical comedy, but he's not necessarily acting like his
Yeah.
besides the
Yeah.
physical
I
comedy.
agree. It's toned down, but the spirit's kind of the same. Where it's goofy Jim Carrey again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The Truman Show is peak Jim Carrey, and then after that, he tried to do some comedies, but then he started doing crap like Mr. Popper's Penguins, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? now?
What's happening here?
so there's no reversing time. We got what we got. So appreciate
got a lot. We
Appreciate
got a
that,
lot.
man.
I think him when he was acting in Kick-Ass 2, that also kind of messed him up a little bit because he did that around the same time these mass school shootings were happening.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why his character was written out midway through the movie was because he expressed that he didn't want to be, wielding guns and shit while this is going on in real life.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that messed him up as much as what you mentioned, but I think that also probably messed him up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, probably.
I don't
messed him
know.
up
That whole thing was
messed him up as much as playing Riddler in Batman Forever, I guess.
Yeah.
as if
Oh no, I'm working with Tommy Lee Davis. Or I'm
Tommy
sorry.
Lee Jones.
I
Yeah.
guess they still have a grudge. Yeah. Did that ever get resolved? Do we know?
No, but
Jim
it was
Carrey
a
and Tommy Lee Jones had a
it
grudge?
was
Yeah,
so
they didn't
dumb.
like
He
each
was
other.
so dumb. Tommy Lee Jones
because
didn't.
of the movie, or
Yeah,
So,
something
yeah,
happened
Tommy
on
Lee
set.
Jones didn't like that Jim Carrey was like cutting up and acting up. But if you go back and watch it, and you watch what Tommy Lee Jones does in that movie as Two-Face, he's like giving the clownish performance of a lifetime in that too. So it's dumb. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, it's a bad reason to have beef on the set of a movie. It's and that's the problem is like
yeah, 'cause, I mean,
Hollywood.
it's kind of a team effort.
Yeah.
So if people are fighting on your team, you're gonna have problems.
You hear about Hollywood beef, it's always some really pretentious shit. It's like, yo, you're all there to do a job, and you're like that Batman Forever movie is a cartoon brought to life. Like whatever, who gives a shit? The only reason anybody remembers that movie is because of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he's the only reason why I watched that movie, and I like Nicole Kidman, but I did not.
Val
like the
Kilmer's,
character.
I mean,
Y'all
it's
didn't
great,
like
but
George
like,
Clooney? Y'all
what?
didn't like
No,
George Clooney
that
Batman?
was Val Kilmer. It was Val Kilmer. George Clooney. You're thinking of Batman and Robin with Arnold
you're right.
as Mr.
Yeah, you're
Freeze.
right. You're right.
Um,
See, you're right.
the
I am
reason- yeah,
forgetting
right,
everybody other
yeah.
than Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Val Kilmer, unfortunately, he did a great job, but he's the most forgettable Batman. And the reason why people remember Batman Forever is because of Jim Carrey. So, and that's the way it crumbles.
Damn, Batman.
I mean, there were some good 2000s. Bruce Almighty was okay. Some other thing, The Majestic, I guess. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Right?
That
Yeah,
was
no,
great.
that was a good
When
dramatic
when
one.
was a
when Jim
great
Carrey
one.
did like serious films, those were great.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was trying to become more serious. But something happened when he tried to become Andy Kaufman, and the problem is like, I saw this documentary. Man, he like really tried to become him. What? How much time? Oh, 7 seconds. Well, you know what? There's a documentary about it. What the hell would I do any justice to it by trying to
What would
explain
Jim Carrey do?
probably make a weird face? Merry Christmas.